Dark Diogenes, why are you here on the island?
I was summoned.
By
the vibes.
Welcome to Wow of True, the podcast of your wildest memes.
We're your one-stop shop for internet culture, island news, and 69. Man, I don't remember this. I don't have internet.
You're Isabel.
And you're Amanda.
Anyone could be famous on the island, so why not us?
And we are surrounded by a captive live show. Say hello, captive live show.
Hello!
This is the moment that you have all been waiting for, since I know all of you are avid listeners of the podcast and are not just here because we're forcing you to be here. It is episode 69, a moment we have been counting down toward since January 2021, and now here we are. I have with me 6 pages of research on 69 that I've printed out.
Before we get into the 69, should we maybe explain why we have a captive audience
that's
and why we're on an island?
So true.
Yeah.
We're not stranded.
Sometimes we're stranded. When Susie doesn't choose to pick us up. But, we have decided to go to an island with 32 people. It is now, I think, 30 people on an island for vacation. Everyone at work thinks I'm crazy. We have mentioned this before on the pod, but if you're listening here, you should go back. This is not the episode to start with. We decided it would be mad funny to coincide the 69 episode and the Island live show episode, which go back to last year to see what we did last year for the Island episode. Yes, we go on a yearly island vacation. This is regular.
It is regular. You know what else is regular?
69?
Sure. All right.
I don't know if that's regular. I don't think that's regular.
Okay. I have 3 sections of research to tell you about 69. First, we have the historical background. Then we have the contemporary background. And then what everyone is waiting for, how 69 became a meme. So, to start off, does anyone remember the first time they heard 69 and, what was that? For me, it was, I was playing Madden with my brother and his friend, and they were creating a character, and they made a guy whose jersey number was 69, and they were like, nice. I bet you don't even know why that's funny. And I was like, yeah, I do. Reader, I did not know.
Back in the Wild West days of Xbox Live, I encountered a man named Kim Jong-un 69. And I was curious why they had chosen those numbers to represent themselves in their online forum. And it turns out, we're going to find out about all the history, but it turns out it's a sex thing, folks. Oh, I'm Dan, by the way.
Did you look it up after, or was it just an ambient thing you realized later on? That it was like, oh, that's what he meant. No, that's what Kim Jong-un meant.
I directly Googled it right after the game. I'm like, what is 69? And then I found out.
Nice. Introduce yourself.
Darren. I was in 8th grade math class. Someone wrote it in my notebook, and I'm like, Is that Cancer? Isn't that the Pisces symbol or something? I thought it was astrology related.
So when did you find out what it meant?
I think they told me after, and I was still kind of confused.
So it's funny that you mentioned astrology, because I've mentioned on the podcast before that another weird thing about me, besides going to an island with 30 people every year, which is a normal thing to do, is I have a 70-year-old friend named Dave.
I mean, we really need to get Dave on the podcast. I would love to get Dave on the podcast.
I don't know if Dave knows what a podcast is.
We can teach him what a podcast is. It'll be great.
So true. Dave is a folklorist, and also, I cannot stress this enough, is a 70-year-old man. And I was talking to him because I knew he would have some deep academic texts I was looking for. I went deep. I was in all of the libraries in the university area. I was on their websites. Didn't go in them, but I was on their websites.
You were really close to going to get a physical copy. I was actually very impressed, because I was there's nothing that would compel me to go back into Van Pelt again after. I still owe them $80, by the way.
Oh no. But Dave was like, well, if you're talking about 69, you should really look at the imagery dating back to the yin yang and the Pisces symbol. And
it's a Cancer symbol.
Oh yeah, it's Cancer.
I'm sorry, it's the homestuck of it all. I will not bring this up again, except I will.
Okay. Well, so I think this is a good segue into it all starts with this guy named Gershon Ledman. So the first thing I did when researching 69, as one does, is I went to the Wikipedia page for 69. All of the citations linked back to this guy named Gershon Ledman. He is a 20th century American folklorist, and In the words of another folklorist, Bruce Jackson, Gershon Legman is, quote, the person more than any other who made research into erotic folklore and erotic verbal behavior academically respectable.
Wait, sorry. How respectable do you have to be to turn like your sex research into something respectable? Like, what does this like?
I don't know. There's like 5 movies about like masters and who's the other guy?
Wait, is this the guy who did like Masters of Sex? Is this what the Masters of Sex is about?
Yeah, and then there's.
I did watch that with the first episode with my mom, and we both went. We shouldn't be watching this together.
Yeah, true. There are a lot of like sex researchers that have had documentaries made about them, and I don't know what that says about our appetite as consumers of media.
That means people are horny.
Well, speaking of people being horny, so the most cited book that I found about the origin of 69 as a joke and as a sex thing was a book published first in 1940 under a pen name called Origenitalism. It is quite literally like a book of technique and commentary on various kinds of oral sex.
Hey, where does this come from? Which
Origenitalism?
No, like what? I mean, like, was this published in English?
This was published in English.
Okay.
However, as you might infer, 69ing goes back to before 1940 when this book was first published. And in the book, he talks about how one of the earliest references to 69 is attributed to... Sorry, there's some French stuff and I do not know French.
Ooh, can I try?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it wrong. I never took French.
It's like... that.
Okay. According to Legman, one of the earliest references to 69, nice, is attributed to Diogenes the Maricourt, an organizer in the French Revolution, in a book called Whore's Catechisms. In French, it's called Soixante Neuf. I was like close enough.
Yeah. Does
Yeah.
anyone speak French and know how to say 69 in French?
Wouldn't it be 69 or something?
Yes, that's it.
Say it into the mic.
69!
Yes. However, also in the Heraclean Archaeological Museum in Greece, from the Minoan era, which is about 5,000 years ago, there is artwork that depicts people 69ing. I believe it was on a lampshade. I unfortunately could not find the book Origenitalism. Even Dave did not have it, and he was prepared to give me like a box of Gershon Legman writings. But then this was when there was the apocalypse in the Northeast, and I was like, Dave, I'm sorry, I'm not walking to your house. It's red outside. So I did not get those books, but let it be known, I tried. But what's also fun about Gershon Legman is that in addition to writing about literal sex, he wrote about like why people think that sex jokes are funny. So in his book, Rationale of the Dirty Joke, he wrote...
The guy was right, like, sorry, I just think it's really funny to think about someone doing, like, academic research into, like, why sex jokes are funny. It's like, oh, long day at the office, honey? Yeah, I had to really, like, get into the bottom of, like, why do people think 69 is funny? Like, I had to write, like, 5 paragraphs about why do people think 69 is funny.
I feel like that's my job, where I'm like, ugh, a long day at the office, had to explain what ABO is to my editor.
Oh no.
You are the modern day, Gershon. Like,
Yeah, except I do think he was, like, racist and sexist, but I feel like literally everyone in 1940 was racist and sexist.
I'm gonna be real, I don't think anyone ends up researching sex without being kind of a weird pervert.
Yeah, well, so he said in the Rationale of the Dirty Joke, erotic humor is far and away the most popular of all types, and an extremely large percentage of the jokes authentically in oral circulation. I don't think
Nice.
he...
Nice.
In this, and apparently in all centuries and cultures, is concerned with the humor, often unwilling, unpleasant, and even purposely macabre, of the sexual impulse. He does try to trace, like, between this, like, 5,000 year ago situation and then, like, the 1700s, like, there is a vintage liquor called Vat 69. Apparently their advertising was very notable in the 30s. Their...
VAT 69 sold in the 30s.
What?
VAT 69 sold in the 30s?
Yeah.
Missed opportunity.
Well, so what happened was, because you asked, in 1888, William Sanderson prepared 100 casks of blended whiskey and hired a panel of experts to taste them. The batch from the cask, or vat, with number 69, was judged to be the best. So, I mean,
Nice.
do we think that this was actually the best whiskey, or were the judges just like, nice? Um,
A little bit of both, I think.
yeah.
I do like to imagine a bunch of whiskey judges sitting around just being like, these all taste exactly the same, man. Let's just do the sex number one.
I do want to include one joke from you from Legman's writings. He also was famous for writing limericks that were just like dirty joke limericks. I do not have those, thankfully.
Do you think that was like a release valve for him? Like, goddamn, I had to write all this academic shit about 69 and about oral and about like you people fucking. I gotta write some dirty limericks. I gotta just, that's my.
So I just want to share one of these bad jokes, which is, an elderly man boasts of his ability to have intercourse 70 times a night.
Oh God.
Once in bed and 69 on the floor. Alright, so moving on to the contemporary background, can anyone shout out some examples of how 69 has appeared in recent pop culture? By recent, I mean like 21st century.
Since 6x9 or something.
Yep, that's a rapper.
Guys, this is really sad. This is really sad. This silence is sad as shit.
Takashi 69.
What?
Takashi 69 is a person?
Sure.
Yes. I think that's what. That's 6x9.
Oh, that's oh,
All right,
Was Star 69 like the thing?
Yes.
And did people think that was funny back in the day? Were they like, huh, Star 69?
I feel like that was a coincidence.
wait, what was
I
Star
know
69?
it was a coincidence, but I'm like, do you
Hide
think
your
people were
caller
like
ID.
snickering and being like, Star 69?
Yeah, Star 69 is for prank calls when you're hiding your caller ID.
I've learned something today.
Yes.
Um,
I'll give you some
Wait, I've got one.
Oh, that's
I've
Star
got a horrible one.
67.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Wow.
sadly.
Oh my God, I was just so committed to the sex number.
Berenstain Bared yourself.
So sad.
I was gonna say the response nice to 69, I think is
Yep.
the thing, and I'm wondering where that comes from.
Oh, don't you worry. I have 6 pages of research. Some examples. Do you know the lyric from What's My Name by Rihanna feat. Drake? What is the square root of 69? 8 something. There is a Rick James song, She Blew My Mind 69 times. That one was not thinly veiled whatsoever. The Summer of 69 is really a fascinating one because it's actually debated because it was co-written by 2 people. And the musician Bryan Adams was like, yeah, of course it was about 69. But then his co-writer, Jim Valance, was like, it was just a song about, like, the nostalgia of the year 69, like, there was a new Beatles album, like, David Bowie's Space Odyssey came out.
Hey, do you think they ever explored each other's bodies?
That's a great question. Maybe this was an elaborate way to kind of be like, hey, Jim Valance, ha ha ha. So, speaking of what Brian said about how 69 isn't just a meme, 69 nice is a meme, and how there is this linguistic call and response that happens on social media. For example, 69.
Nice.
Exactly.
It doesn't hit the same if you force it. I like it as an example, but it really doesn't hit the same.
There is some debate about whether South Park had anything to do with that. There is a scene where there is a teacher who is having an inappropriate relationship with a student, and when someone reports it to the police just say, nice. Which, could this be South Park being a very problematic show? Possibly. Could it be them commenting on the actual reality of what happens when people report sexual assault to law enforcement? Maybe. But that is a theory. However, we do see it popping up very early on Twitter, as early as 2008, 69 nice.
I would argue I would say that the South Park thing would probably popularize it, but it only makes sense as a joke if the joke actually exists. Because it's like something happening nice I don't think that was a joke outside of 69. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm wrong a lot of the time. But like, it makes sense as a reference, it doesn't make sense as a originator.
I do think another popularizer of 69 was the movie Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure from 1989. I have not seen this movie, but apparently there's a scene where the characters are meeting their future selves and they're trying to see if it's really them.
Yeah,
and
like
they're
69 dudes. Nice.
Yeah, exactly.
I have seen the movie.
Yeah, that's what happens, precisely. Also, Taylor Swift has called The Summer of 69 one of her favorite songs.
Nice.
Nice.
Sorry.
Okay, for all Isabels who are worried, this is the 3rd and final part of the 6-page research.
Listen, man, I'm just saying that we have a limited time on this island.
69 in the internet. Spoiler. Obama weirdly involved. So in 2006, we have the South Park joke. In 2007, Twitter actually is very good for tracking linguistic research, although probably now not so much because now you can't use the API. But people were able to trace starting in 2007. Someone said, "I now have 69 followers. Nice. Gonna go eat some mules." Mules, MOULES. I think that's mussels, but
yeah, that's mussels.
Mussels and not mussels. So this guy was named Philip Bumpkins, which I just think is nice. And a Daily Dot writer reached out to him in 2017, "Hey, are you aware that you were one of the first person to say 69 nice on Twitter?" And he said, "I'm quite astonished that replying nice to 69 has become a trend." And he remembered the mussels more than the 69.
How old was he?
I don't know.
Okay. I just think it's way funnier if this reporter is contacting a 60-year-old man who's reminiscing about his muscles, but it's for his sex joke.
Yes. So we are skipping
a 69-year-old man, if you will.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm done.
Nice.
We're skipping to 2013 when, within feminist Twitter and sex work Twitter, a feud emerged where people were talking about, is the 69 joke juvenile or is it simply just funny? It was a very silly joke, and two writers, Charlotte Shane and Susan Elizabeth Shepard, kind of satirized it by writing an article for Adult Magazine, which I had to go through the web archives to find because it is now defunct, like every arbiter of journalism. This article was one of the best things I've ever read. I just want to quote from it. "The argument in favor of 69, for as we shall see, there is ultimately only one, is superficial and ill-conceived, reeking of sexual amateurism, and an almost buffoonish blip of an insight. I like going down on my partner, but I also like when my partner goes down on me. What if these experiences could be combined? The lover imagines a Reese's Cup-like sexual delight. Of course, a great number of sexual..."
Reese's Cup like.
I like how the Reese's Cup of sexual delight is what got people. That's what they get everyone break. We've been talking about 69 for 15 minutes, and the Reese's Cup of sexual delight is what destroys all of
That's
you.
a ridiculous comparison.
What would you compare it to?
Yourself.
What candy would you compare it to?
Hi, this is a mole. What candy would you compare 69 to?
I regret this.
Kit Kat?
Answer the question, Mole.
Oh, Kit Kat makes
Kit Kat makes
We've
sense.
heard Kit Kat, we've heard
Twin snakes.
twin snakes.
What is
Twin
it?
snakes.
They're the gummies.
Oh.
Anyway,
Yeah, all
what
those sound
candy?
reasonable. I don't know.
Answer the question.
My first thought was
Stop avoiding the
Starburst, but that's just because there's Starburst on the table.
No, that's good. That's good.
All right.
You know,
cool.
a starburst of sexual pleasure.
Another quote, "Further examination of 69 confronts us with an unfortunate truth. It is a distinctly capitalistic efficiency emphasizing endeavor that erases the unique personhood of each participant by relying on a crude approximation of how human bodies fit together if human bodies are conceived as identical two-dimensional figures like the numbers of its name."
Sorry, now I have a question. What is the most communist sex position then? If 69 is the most capitalist.
That person has never had
What did they expect? Any depiction of any act ever to be a photograph?
I do want to point out again that these writers were kind of satirizing the debate and just sort of it's funny to be tasked with make an argument that 69 is an inherently capitalistic sex position.
No, but let's answer this. What's the most communist sex position to counteract 69?
I voted missionary.
Wait, it can't be.
No,
Boo.
but it's just
Wait.
in their configuration, it's just benevolently going down on your partner without an implication of reciprocity.
So is
right?
it zero?
Yeah.
There's no sex.
There's no sex under communism? Jesus Christ, no wonder no
Just
one.
chatting about income distribution is the most communist sex sex position.
I think Lex is correct. I think it is the willing giving, if you will.
It's 61. Just one person's going down.
But then it also becomes, but then afterward it becomes 19. Yes. Finding that essay was the highlight of my research because I thought it was very funny. However, I disagree with the critique that 69 is inherently heteronormative because on the Wikipedia page for 69, they do show illustrations both of straight couples and gay couples, and I think that's just very girl boss of Wikipedia.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. So this is a big one. Remember, this is the Obama Chekhov's gun coming back. Obama tweeted a graphic on May 13th, 2016 that said, 69% of Americans want the Senate to hold hearings and vote on Judge Garland. Of course. Then a bunch of people replied, nice. Okay, this is the last piece on the timeline. So, on January 22nd, 2018, Trump signs a bill ending a government shutdown which lasted 69 hours. The AP... Yes. The AP tweeted about it, and tons of people responded saying nice. And Christopher Hale, a political commentator, quote tweeted the AP and asked, why is everyone responding nice to this? So predictably, everyone clowned on him and it became like a news story in Esquire or something. Now we're moving on to the fall of 69.
From the summer of 69, is this
Yes. The sequel to the summer of 69.
The fall of 69.
Do you guys think 69 jokes are funny?
Not anymore, no.
Yes.
They can be.
So,
That was so ambivalent, you guys.
but I think
But you
that's
guys
pretty
all
funny
make
today.
but you guys all make 69 jokes, and if you hear 69, you do say nice. So there is a baseline funniness. I'm calling you guys
It
all
is
out.
a Pavlovian call and response.
Aaron, go.
I think 69 is no longer a joke. I think that when we say 69 nice, it's become ingrained enough that it's simply a social ritual, signifying us as members of the same community.
Yes.
What is this community?
The community of sort of little goofy guys.
I am positing the theory that Elon Musk and crypto have combined to ruin 69 and 420 jokes. I think
This is like the most you theory ever.
every cryptocurrency is like, haha, what if we ship our product on 420 or June 9th? Or what if we make our market cap 420.69, ha ha ha. And it's become so ingrained in crypto culture and in Elon Musk trying so hard to be funny on Twitter that he spent $44 billion to be funny on Twitter that I think this is why we are becoming more lukewarm toward 69 as a concept. Rolling Stone writer Miles Klee wrote an essay in April titled "A Grand Unified Theory of Why Elon Musk is So Unfunny." There are a lot of reasons why Elon Musk is so unfunny. I like to remind people of the time in which he hosted SNL, which was bizarre, and the time in which he funded a company that was supposed to be the new Onion, and it folded very quickly because it was insane. But, so... in Miles Klee's words, Elon Musk has had a busy few days. This weekend, he ordered the W in the sign on Twitter's San Francisco headquarters to be painted over so that it read Titter. Then on Monday, he changed his Twitter display name to Harry Bowles before tweeting, impersonating others is wrong. Then on Tuesday, he announced the site's unpaid legacy verification checks, formerly scheduled for removal on April Fool's Day, would now disappear on April 20, or 420, the stoner holiday to which Musk has winkingly referred to on many occasions. For example, he once said he was going to take Tesla private at $420 a share, and that resulted in a big SEC issue where now he has a Twitter sitter who, if he ever tweets about Tesla, it has to be approved through Tesla lawyers. And I think that's delightful. The real nail in the coffin here is that a fun fact about Elon Musk is that he was born 69 days after 420 on June 28th. This has been the rise and fall of 69, the meme.
Okay, Elon is obviously the last person who deserves that birthday, but I would like to posit that just because a bad person makes a type of joke badly, that does not ruin that type of joke. I am firmly in the camp that 69, 420, and 666 are the holy triumvirate of funny numbers. If you have a number in a joke, the number should be one of those three. And just because, Mr. Online wants to try and flex and get Twitter points by just regurgitating whatever slop he heard on Reddit that day. That doesn't mean it's impossible to make these things funny.
What if we just came up with a new funny number? We could just make it, we have enough people in this room where we could probably start spreading around a new funny number. Enough of these people are very online.
I mean, the communist number, 19.
19, yeah, exactly.
How the communist number.
Wait, but how would you respond to when someone says 19?
Comrade.
Yeah. Okay, should we try it?
Sure, 19.
Comrade. I'm proud of us.
Yeah, okay.
So, who has news from the island?
I can just say things. All right.
In my...
What, you know what's funnier than 69? 79 nuts. And I just thought you were talking about 69, the capitalist agenda. Does that mean 69 is the Waluigi of sex positions?
Yes.
Because it's not... Yeah, I could go further.
What's the Luigi of sexual positions, Derek?
Well, see, Luigi is like missionary, and then like some other people were like, well then...
Sorry, what's Mario then?
We need to fill the Punnett square, and then there's Waluigi left over, so they're like, we go... Whoop.
Wait, okay, I'm so sorry. What do you think Mario, Wario, and Luigi are in this Punnett square?
I feel like it's like, there's gonna be like... 2 people have to be upside down for one of them. And then like...
back to back.
Yeah, back to back. And then there's Waluigi, and then... I don't know.
Oh, okay, so for everyone at home, Derek is making a bunch of positions with his hands to demonstrate back to back and front to front.
If you accidentally do all of them, you do a Naruto thing. And
Or you're just betting.
you voguing with
You're
69.
He's now voguing.
None of that was island news.
Well, do you have the island news?
My island news is that Amanda made me a friendship bracelet. Thank you, Amanda.
You're welcome.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Brian, by the way. Ultra Lord from Jimmy Neutron.
Yes. Yeah, Brian is known around these parts as Ultra Lord from Jimmy
No
Neutron.
way.
Oh yeah, I think the current... so there's 2 pieces of island news here. First, friendship bracelet ELO rankings.
Yeah.
So, there's a game called Clask that Greg of the island has brought to games of
island fame.
Greg of island fame.
No, I like
the
this
most
one.
famous Greg on the island. Brought 2 of the game Clask, and throughout the week there has been an elaborate Clask tournament involving ELO scores, a thing that I learned existed this week. It is very complicated. It's like 4-digit numbers.
Yeah, does anyone have an update from the Clask tournament?
So the Clask board...
The Claskening.
The Claskening.
The Claskening.
The Clask board has been set in stone as of midnight yesterday.
Very
There is
spicy.
a tie for 7th place, which is important because the gold bracket is top 7. So that, I think, match is going on potentially soon. But other than that, yeah, everything else is set, and we're...
Who's the top 7?
Oh man, I don't know if I remember it all off the top of my head.
That's okay, you could just make up names, nobody knows who's here.
What's important to the island is that neither Isabel nor I are in the top 7.
Are you in the top 14? Isabel's in the Silver League.
I'm in the Silver League. I played precisely 3 games of Clask.
Isabel is not going to last in the Silver League.
I will not.
This is why the ELO scores are bullshit, because I won at least 3 games, which is more games than Isabel played.
Listen,
total.
the only way to win in Clask is not to play.
I have played like 19 and I'm at the very bottom.
Have you considered
I've
getting
lost
good?
Literally
Have
all
you
of
simply considered getting good?
I've tried very hard. Also, hi, I'm John.
Hello. So we bring this up because we want to figure out how to do ELO rankings for friendship bracelet making, because we've all been making a lot of friendship bracelets.
Yeah, we've really embraced the summer camp vibes this year. I would posit that actually I think Tracy's very high up on the ELO rankings for friendship bracelets because she made a very elaborate duck bracelet.
Yeah, it came out really good.
I guess, yeah, oh, sorry.
No.
I can talk about that for a bit because I went to show this website called friendship-bracelets.net, which is a place where apparently users just upload friendship bracelet patterns. You can upload a maximum of 5 per day because the moderators can only handle that much. And this duck pattern was made about like 15 days ago, so shout out to, I think it was
It
was Peapod Kid 1. Thank you for your pattern.
Peapod Kid 1. I
the MVP of the island.
I want to know everything about the friendship-bracelets.net moderators. Who are they?
I don't know. Next WoW if true.
Yes, WoW true.
Deep dive into friendship bracelet sites. I would also posit that my ELO score is pretty high because I made like 4 friendship bracelets, and now there's going to be like an elaborate MySpace like top 5 friends situation for me. Yeah, I create one more and then have to give them away.
So I made 2 friendship bracelets, or I made 3. One of them I made for a friend at home. One of them I gave to Nick Hill because he was very bad at making friendship bracelets and also was like, I never went to American summer camp. What's this? So I thought it was nice to give him America. And then I gave one to Brian because we had a bad boat experience and I felt bad about it. And also because Brian's great.
Okay, I feel like the differences between this island and last island for island news, there has been like a 1,000% increase in wizards.
Oh yeah. Jock, do you want to talk about the wizard hunt?
It wasn't hunting wizards, but
Yeah.
I do feel like when wizards were hunted, this was all just an elaborate ploy to get all of my friends in one place to play wizards with me, and it worked. I did die in the process, but you know what?
Well, tell us about the wizard quest. Tell us about island news. There's a new wizard council.
Yes, and I am the Archmage of the Wizard Council.
Yes, so the lore of the Wizard Council was that they were down a wizard and they needed all 4 to complete the ritual, which happens every 100 years as it does. And so they hired a bunch of 20-something-year-old impressionable adventurers to come and be initiates into potentially becoming the Wizard Council. Their bodies, minds, souls, hearts, and I don't know, friendship experiences were tested. They did a lot of clue finding, puzzle solving. There was a
lot of bargaining with the wizards.
A lot of bargaining with wizards. There was a battle of a wizard duel, which was just dodgeball.
What are you talking about? Those were very powerful spells we were throwing around.
They were orbs. They were
orbs. We were throwing around the wizard orbs. Yes.
Dodge orb.
They found some shiny objects, some bones. They think a murder did occur, and then they did a murder. Well, actually,
I did murder.
The other members of the Wizard Council.
Me and Amanda did murder.
Yes.
And then quit, and now a new council is in order. So we'll see how that pans out.
We'll see how that pans out next year.
The new Wizard Council is Mistress Wolf, Dark Diogenes, Galadriel, and Aaron, I've forgotten your name. I'm so sorry.
Scungo the Infinite.
Scungo the Infinite, right. And this is our new Wizard Council that is going to prevent the island from falling into ruin. Unfortunately, I do not think they actually completed the ritual, so we will see if it's here next year.
The ritual was not complete. They're gonna,
So you guys might want to get on that.
Speaking of mind, body, and soul, we destroyed some eggs yesterday.
Okay, tell us more.
So yesterday was our 2nd annual competition of the wills. Hopefully,
race war.
Public podcast.
So they know I'm Asian. I can say that. Jock can say that. Jock's black.
Right, I'm black. She's Asian. We're fine.
I am remaining silent.
We had our 2nd annual field day. There were some very, very good events. We started the day with orb. What was it? Dodge orb.
Dodge orb.
We started the day with dodge orb, and then went into egg smashing competition, where each team had to provide one of their own as sacrifice to smite from the heavens. And then we went into, what was the 3rd game?
Are you not going to elaborate on what the egg smashing competition?
Okay, it
was pretty clear. I don't know.
You know what?
They weren't supposed to be smashed.
Oh, Aaron has enough of our bullshit.
I'm actually booting them all right now.
Okay.
Because you're doing it all wrong, and I made the entire event and did a ton of work.
I actually forgot you were in the room.
The girls are fighting.
Breaking island news. A mole and Aaron face off in an epic battle of dodge orb.
Fight.
The egg drop was magnificent, though. I think every team, there were 4 teams, and all of them were able to drop from Aaron standing on a deck, on a bench on the deck, onto the floor. It was an incredible feat of engineering aided by cup noodles and popcorn.
Anyway, let Aaron speak.
We're going out of order here. Also, a mole decided to conveniently juke a hot button issue that would explain a lot of the drama that we've just seen.
Okay.
At summer camps around the country, there's a long-standing tradition one that I grew up with, one that's quite common. I traditionally associated with Jewish summer camp because Jews go to summer camp way more than anyone else. And it is called Color War. The reason it is called that is because each team is associated with a color. At my summer camp, there was a red team, a blue team, a green team, a yellow team. Now, apparently this is not a tradition that is super widely held. Because the first time I announced this pretty complicated, involved event that I was working very hard on for everyone's enjoyment, they all started yelling race war at me. Now,
we did that last year too in our
No, you did it from the very beginning, consistently up through exactly right now.
Literally 5 minutes ago, not even.
Yeah.
Now, this is a tradition that's close to my heart, so I've been a bit rankled about it. But there's nothing I could do to stop these, monsters.
I would like to point out that everyone who's been yelling it is a person of color, so there's nothing you can do according to the rules of ethics on the internet.
It's my cultural tradition.
Race war. Race war. Race war.
The black and
I'm
brown
sorry.
people have already formed an alliance. Sorry.
I want to once again emphasize I am remaining silent.
The Jews are not the white team.
Debatable.
I'm not saying what race we are. I'm saying that if there's a white team, I'm not going to help them. This game is rigged. Anyway, I've been filling these events with classic sort of summer camp childhood style games. So this year we had dodgeball. There was a class, what I think of as a science fair classic, the egg drop, in which teams have to build a device to protect an egg, where you drop it from increasing heights, and whoever's device protects the egg at the highest drop height is the winner. We also played Quiplash because it's fun, and everyone enjoyed it. Not exactly on theme, but fine. And then we were going to do a big hide-and-seek battle, which I was pretty excited about. And shout out to Greg Cortazzo for finding a bunch of poison ivy. So instead, we had to do a little quick pivot and have a big Mario Kart relay tournament. And the scores ended up as a tie-break between red and gold, which ended in a rock, paper, scissors shootout, and everyone went bananas over it. Isabel, did you were on?
I was on.
You were in the duel.
Yeah.
Did you get a kill?
I did.
You got a kill.
I got a kill.
I do want to say that when Aaron says that everyone went bananas, they are not joking, because Nick Hill did try to rock, paper, scissors, banana.
Yes.
Because Nick Hill was simply so high.
Well,
regular amounts of high.
I want to give some credit to Nick Hill, because people were getting pretty damn competitive about the whole thing. And I think we all needed a breath of levity and fresh air. Anyway, it was intense and fun, and if you come next year, I'll beat you at all the games.
I love that for you. Woo! Do you guys want to hear something spooky?
Yeah.
So, okay, so we've been playing a lot of role-playing games on the island, and I've run one of them, and then I was telling Ashraf how to run it again because he was also running a session. So we were going to do this at a secret spot on the island because he was like, come, just look at this one place, it's very cool. But then, I'm not going to tell you guys where it is because it is obviously a secret spot on the island, and he's brought me into his confidence. But it is basically a rock that juts out onto the lake. And on there, when we got there, we discovered chicken bones. And see, no, we haven't brought any bone-in chicken. And more disturbingly, and maybe less disturbingly, depending on how you look at things, a small furry animal that had been destroyed. You could see flesh, you could see fur.
Oh my God.
You could see the remains of something's a big rib. And I guess what I'm saying is, be careful out there.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm actually not joking at all. We did see
cool.
this last
Damn.
night, and we got freaked out, and we left.
Damn. I do have some island news myself. I'm happy to announce that I am the hottest girl on the Otter Oasis. What does this mean? There is essentially a giant paddleboard.
Let's explain the Otter Oasis.
Yeah, there is a large. It's just like a large floating device.
Andrew or Lex, would you like to explain the Otter Oasis?
It's an oasis, but for otters.
Thank you, very helpful.
You're welcome.
it's a giant plastic platform that floats, and it's really heavy, but you can actually push it into the water. And we were thinking about turning it into an island, a second island.
Island 2, the sequel to Island.
No, Island 3, because I think the pier was the other.
No, I guess the other island, the paddleboard island must be Island 3 because Otter Oasis was Island 2.
Was technically
yeah.
Right. But if we combine the two and have the paddleboards wrapped around the
oh my god, the power it would
Otter
have.
Isabel, Lex, and I were on the Otter Oasis, and we just started wondering which of us is the hottest girl on the Otter Oasis. But then Isabel and Lex got off before I did. So by default, I am the hottest girl on the Otter Oasis.
Woo! She's still on there.
I'm on there right now.
This episode's being recorded right now.
Yeah, this is
recording's
actually
very
Right this
complicated.
on the water.
Yes.
I feel like we can't end this without talking about Dark Diogenes.
Oh, yeah.
Can we do maybe, what about like a very brief interview with Dark
Yes,
Diogenes?
Dark Diogenes, would you like to?
Dr. Diogenes, he must return.
So, Dark Diogenes, is Dark Diogenes in the room with us today?
Dr. Diogenes, speak if you're here. I am here.
Okay,
What do you wish to learn?
Dark Diogenes, why are you here on the island?
I was summoned
Bye.
by the vibes.
Dark Diogenes, what was your favorite part about experiencing the summer camp with us?
My vessel was a healthy vessel. My mortal coil, which I will soon shuffle off. I will return Derek to you soon. You will become Oberyn. Never mind, too far. I am Diogenes.
Dark Diogenes, how do you feel about Plato?
Despicable man. Locked me in a cave, showed me shadow puppets. I saw the truth. I've escaped him and his solids.
Can you explain to us the difference between Dark Diogenes Unchained and Dark Diogenes?
Dark Diogenes was he in the cave. Diogenes Unchained put a J in his name.
Where's the J?
Diogenes. J is silent.
Dark Diogenes, do you have any wisdom for us before you go?
3's a crowd, 4's an orgy. I'm Samuel Paris and I'm 40. Smack me bomb, get your pee wet. Pray for my ego, give me your gravy, gets me soggy like a biscuit. Balls in my meat beneath the balls of your feet.
We just need to sit with us for a moment.
On that note, I think we're done here.
Yeah,
I can't top that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna explain that to you either. Okay, thank you for visiting Dark Diogenes. All right, to close it out. 19.
If you liked this episode, tell a friend. Word of mouth is how we grow. And a special thanks to either David Newtown or Allison Mills, who will be editing this episode. Eric Silver, Canva Warlock, who made our podcast art.
Podcast logo.
And
Sam Rizer, who made our podcast music. And also to Tessa Farrow, who is doing transcripts for us. Thank you to all of our Patreon patrons. The only one I can remember right now are Lex, Ultra Lord from Jimmy Neutron, Aaron's husband, and
Max.
Max, who does not have a funny name. You're missing your opportunity, by the way.
Zoe. I was gonna say thank you to Andrew, Brady, Sarah, Dan, Dark Diogenes, Aaron, Mia, Tracy, Max, Ryan, Lex, Amol, and Jock for being here for the second annual live recording of WoW of True, episode 69 edition featuring Dark Diogenes.
We don't have to explain Dark Diogenes. Dark Diogenes is Derek's alter ego. No, I don't know where he comes from or where he goes, but I really appreciate his presence in our time.
And until next time, let's get weird on the internet.